I've been running the sales team at Laney Media for the last year and a half, 2 years, and been involved in sales from the very beginning. And we've done just shy of 3 million in gross revenue for high ticket sales. That's not a lot in the scheme of things or on what we're planning to do in the future. However, that is a lot for a lot of businesses, and we're just getting started. But these are the top 5 metrics that I would follow if you want to build a sales team or close yourself sales revenue north of 100K a month. Now, there's other metrics depending on if you're doing organic content marketing, paid marketing, cold outbound, affiliate, whatever, for your high ticket sales. There's different metrics you also want to track, but that's for another video. The number one things you want to focus on are what I'm going to go over here in this video for your sales team and specifically your sales metrics. And I'll go over from everything from what you need to track to what those numbers should roughly look like for you. We're going to start off with the least important and end with the most important metric. So starting off with booked calls. This is the number of people that are on your calendar each day, each week, each month. Ultimately, at the end of the day, if you don't have booked calls coming in, you're not going to make any sales no matter what. So this is really important. You always want to be working in conjunction with your setting team or whoever's running ads or whoever's creating organic content for your company to make sure that those leads coming in are of high quality, that all of that content matches, and it's getting you the leads that you really want to work with. The next thing that you want to do, and really what your booked calls should be per sales rep, you should roughly have 60 to 80 booked calls per month or 20 per week, or about 4 or 5 per day. More than that is if you're doing an hour and a half long sales calls. Ideally, sales calls are wrapped up at the hour mark. However, sometimes sales calls go over, but it's also like high energy, high intensity, critical thinking, reactionary, verbal, nonverbal communication skills. Like there's a lot of different things that are going on these calls. And after 5 or 6 hours, your sales reps are totally going to be washed. You want them to close, and they want to close at peak efficiency to make the most money. And that's kind of the sweet spot right in there. You can really push them to 100 calls a month, but you really, really don't want to go over that. You usually want to bring on some more salespeople. And that doesn't include any other non-sales related tasks, such as follow-up, pipeline follow-up, like emailing, texting, confirming appointments, any of that information. Now, this next metric is directly tied to your booked calls, and that is your show rate. Now, you really don't want to have lower than a 60% show rate. Ideally, you're at least 70, and a high show rate is 80% or above. Now, what show rate in part tells me, now there's other metrics that are going to help with this, but in part tells me how qualified the leads you're getting are. If they're highly qualified leads that match your target audience, they're going to show up to the calls, right? It's something that they actually want for their business or for themselves if you're doing a B2C offer. And show rate's vitally important. You have to stay on top of it. It'll fluctuate, it'll go up and down. Some really quick tips and tricks here to improve your show rate is to make sure that you have text messages automated going out. We like to use the OneSub booking system. It makes it super easy to have all of those text messages automated, and you can even customize what they say on them and how many there are going out to them prior to the call. The other thing you can do is you can have them be emailed as well. And this really makes life a lot easier on your sales reps, especially like if you're having lower than a 60% show rate, 50 chance someone's going to show up, 50% chance someone's not. It's just not good. It's not good for morale. It's not good for anything. So that's the bare minimum you can be doing there. There's a couple of other tips and tricks you can do. Like sometimes you can just call, do a quick confirmation. Sometimes you can hit them up on IG. There's a couple little tricks in there that you can implement, but that's the main thing you want to do. Now the next metric here, I'd like to track this as a business owner. I don't always like to go over this with sales reps. Usually it's not a problem if you have high quality sales reps, but this can lead down a dangerous road. But that is the offer rate, or how many calls they're having, how many people are they actually pitching. And this really tells you how qualified your leads are and how good your sales reps are. Ideally, they're offering around 80%. This allows marketing about a 20% gap on, if you because you don't want to have 100% qualified and be pitching 100%, because that means you're usually leaving money on the table. But you want to have as close to 100 as you can get, and that leaves marketing a little bit of gap with who they are going to let in, how your lead process works, all of that. And the other thing here too, and again, this is what I found, might not be the same for you, but usually good sales reps, they will pitch almost everyone. Now, ideally, you actually have to work with them. If they're just really good at pitching and following the script, you have to work with them on not pitching people who are grossly unqualified for your program. But again, we do organic content marketing, so a lot of our leads coming in are already pretty qualified and warmed up, unless we're having someone come in from a viral video. That's when it's kind of a coin toss in the air. All right, the next metric, this is one of the more important metrics, and it seems rather obvious, but isn't always obvious for the right reasons, but that's the close rep, or the close rate of your sales reps. And this metric is obviously important, but a lot of people don't look at it for this one specific reason. And it's like, if you're getting 100 booked calls, or you're gonna have 100 live calls in a month, if you know your close rate, you can predict your revenue. And that was actually really, 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 really important about your close rate. Now, you typically want to have a close rate of a minimum 20% for a sales rep in high ticket. And usually that's if you're doing ads. If you're doing cold outbound, it can even drop a little bit lower than that. But if it is, you usually want to go over your processes with your setting team, because usually you want your sales reps to be closing 1 in 5 calls or making a sale a day anyways. If you're doing organic content, I would want to see your sales rep, and like if you're like one of my clients, I want to see your sales team closing at 40% plus, because they're finding you're not like jumping in front of them per se, but they're like naturally coming to you, watching your content. And especially like if it's YouTube search or Google search organic, like you should be closing well above 40%. We've had people on our sales team close at 60% over multiple months. So, and that's just like the power of organic content. Again, if you're doing paid ads or you're doing, cold outbound, that's not going to be as powerful. If you can have the right network of how to do organic affiliates, that can be phenomenal, because you can close at a really high close rate as well. And, it's just, adds fuel to the fire there. Now, the last thing, again, this is the most important metric of this entire video. And you would think it would be obvious, but sometimes people gloss over it. But it is the amount of revenue closed. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have cash in the bank, it doesn't matter. And you can kind of split this several different ways with like upfront cash percentage, or you can, do versus like total revenue closed. Those are also important metrics, and it kind of like the upfront cash percentage matters more if you don't have a high collection rate on the back end. But if you do, which you should, if you have a good offer and a good business and a good market, you should really be focused on your total sales revenue, because that simply is how much money you're going to make at the end of the day. Obviously, and you want to have if you have good sales reps, they're probably closing at a 30 to 50% cash upfront percentage anyways. So you're going to be collecting all of that on the back end. And if you have a good fulfillment team, again, if you're collecting like 95% plus of your total revenue sold, you don't need to worry about those other metrics nearly as much. Again, you want to bring in as much revenue as possible. You want to follow that metric, and it helps you project out. Again, going back to projections, if you know what your close rate is and you know how much revenue on average your average deal is, you can figure out you can project out how much money you're going to make in a month, which makes a huge difference in your business and when you're planning or when you are wanting to scale. The other thing is it helps your sales reps know, and communicating this with them is great too. It helps them know and predict what their commission is going to be. So coming at this from several different angles, it ultimately is the most important metric. If you found any value in this video, please hit subscribe. And if you want to dive deeper into more sales metrics and how they can help you grow your business, please let me know what you'd be interested down below in the comments, and have a great day.